it's your girl Indiefyaskye, and I just wanted to pop in because I know I haven't been on in a while. And right now I'm in my office about to do my nails because they look like crap. So I figured I'd talk to you as I'm doing this and kind of give you an update. So I believe the last time I was on here, I was recovering from COVID. So I'm good. I haven't had any residual side effects from having COVID, which I'm very happy about. One thing that my midwife did suggest after me having COVID was for me to take baby aspirin, because she was saying that she was noticing the effect of COVID on the placenta, babies coming out smaller or early labor for some. So she felt that taking baby aspirin would help to prevent that from happening. So I take it. I don't take it every day like she suggested. I take it every, other day or something like that, because I have heard that there's side effects, like negative side effects to taking baby aspirin. I can insert an article I came across with that. So I'm like leery. I'm not sure, what's the best course of action, but I'm trying to, I guess, be a little bit smart by taking it but not taking it, if that makes any sense. So yeah, that's where I'm at with that. I told you also that I was going to update you on the sneak peek when I had my anatomy scan, which I did. I had my anatomy scan the other day and everything came back perfect. Thank the Most High. It is in fact a boy, so sneak peek was correct for me. I know there was some people on my mom group on my Facebook, and I think I saw some YouTube creators talking about how the results weren't correct. And I don't know if it was because they use the fingerprint prick one, like the older version, which was the fingerprint prick one, or if they use the one that I used, which was, what was that, the sneak peek snap, where you put it on your arm, you're not really touching a lot of stuff. So for me it was accurate, and I feel like maybe that was the reason why theirs was not correct. So it was confirmed with the blood work and then also with the anatomy. So yeah. So if you're worried about spending your money on sneak peek, if you get the snap, I wouldn't worry too much about it not being accurate, because I literally was like just 7 weeks when I took mine, and I got a correct result, and I was actually pretty early to have received an accurate result, because there was just enough of the fetal DNA for it to give an accurate answer. So it was that. So one of the reasons why I haven't really been on here like that is that there's been a lot going on. We currently are in the process of trying to upgrade, because we were contemplating if you wanted to go someplace warm, because we live up north and I really don't like the change of season. Like for example, the other day was 75 degrees outside, and now today is snowing. It's crazy up here, and I don't like the inconsistency. So I was talking to my partner. We were talking about maybe going someplace where it's nice and warm all the time, like Florida, Texas. But although we both would like to go and do that, I think we're just going to wait a little bit, because the housing market is crazy right now. I don't know if you guys have been following that. And also, I'm so close to my due date around the time that our lease is up. It doesn't make any sense to go to a new area and have to find a new midwife or OBGYN, and you don't know how the hospitals are going to be, the staffing is going to be. So I think it's just smart at this point to just stay where we're at. And we also need to get a bigger car, because our car is not big enough to fit 3 car seats. So there's a lot of stuff that we've been discussing and trying to figure out at this moment. So I'm like, I gotta figure out what I'm doing. Didn't have time to really post and everything like that. So yeah. So I'm thinking maybe in the next few weeks we're gonna be packing all the stuff up to get ready to relocate or whatever. And when we get to the new spot, I'm gonna really try to decorate, because I really do a lot of decorating in this particular place we're staying at, because we were just this is pretty much our first official place together, and it was just a lot going on, so we didn't really have the time to do that. The only room that's really like decorated in here is the kids' room, and I'll show you their room. I'll show you a picture of their room, because I think I posted in another video what the room was looking like at that point, but it has changed a lot. Just so much stuff they have in that room is crazy. And then I did my closet. I turned it into this so I can actually record in here. So yeah, so we definitely need to get a bigger space, because, you know, little man, he needs to have a room for his things. Even if he's going to be in our room for a little bit, he definitely needs to have a room where we can have his clothes and his toys, because it's so girly, and that room is ridiculous. And honestly, there's no room to even put him in there if he wanted to stay here. So that's what we've been, like, you know, discussing and contending with. So yeah, it was that. And let me see, I don't want to, you know, sound like I'm rambling on, but I'm like, is there anything else that I wanted to talk to you guys about? Oh, also, yeah, I've also been looking at car strollers. I've been looking at this thing called was it a W4 wagon? I don't know if you guys heard about that. I'm thinking I might want to do that. Like, I already still have my double by Graco, but I'm thinking that if I'm going on like a long, you know, walk, going to like, I don't know, like a park, like an amusement park or something like that, it would be good to have a stroller that's big enough to fit my oldest, who's going to be 5 in October, my middle child, who's going to be 2 in May, and then a new baby. I can have them kind of all in like one complete stroller that's spacious and has all the compartments that I need to push everything around. I'll insert what it looks like if you guys know what I'm talking about. And then also have the double, just in case like we're going someplace like that's not a lot of walking. Have like my middle child and the baby in that one, and then the oldest can of course walk. So that's what I'm considering to do. And yeah, that is pretty much it. I'm just trying to do my nails because they look like crap right now. I was gonna do it earlier in this week, but I had to do a color correction on my hair. It was like a bluish greenish color, like more on the emerald side, as you saw in my previous video that I uploaded. And then it faded to like this yucky pukey green color, and it was looking terrible. So I lifted my base to like a 6.5, if that makes any sense to you guys. So it's like a dark blonde, and then I tried to tone the ends a little bit, but the colors that I had in my house wasn't enough to counteract the green, because I needed like something that had more of like a red base in it. So what I ended up doing after I tried to tone it, I'm like, let me just throw some Pravana violet over it, because anything that has like purple or red undertone in it helps to counteract green, if you were to look at the color chart or whatever. So that's what I did. When you use Pravana, it always comes out deeper than you want at first, and then as it fades to the color that like you like the most, or like not like you like the most, but it fades to the color that you kind of expect to see when you think of violet. But I like it. I like the depth to it. It's very shiny. After I finish doing my nails, I'm actually going to hit it with the flat iron again, because it kind of got frizzy and it's not as straight as it was before, if you know what I mean. You're like, oh, it's already straight, but it was actually a lot straighter. I'm actually going to try to curl it, give it some body. And if you want to know what it looked like before, I'll insert the yucky color that it was. Matter of fact, I'll show you, if you haven't seen the other videos, I'll show you how it looked when I did it. what it looked like after it faded, and then me doing this here. Yeah, and Pravana, I love Pravana. I don't know if you ever used it to dye your hair, but it works. It's very pigmented. If you don't want to lift your hair with lightener, it's very good to put on just your natural base, because it will still give you a nice color on your hair, especially when the light hits it. And if you lighten it, of course, it really shows the color very well, and it lasts for a very long time. Like, you know, us women of color, we don't wash our hair every day. Like, I wash my hair once a week, sometimes twice a week if I'm feeling lazy. So the color lasts a very, 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 very long time. So that's the awesome part about it. But yeah, that is pretty much my update with that. But my question for you guys, those that are currently pregnant or had kids pretty close together, because like I said, my middle child is going to be 2, a couple months before the next baby is born. So her birthday is in May, and he's due to be born at the end of July. And I'll speak on that in a second. I actually have a funny story about that. So yeah, I felt that, you know, the option I said for the stroller was, to me, the best option. I thought it was pretty cool to have the wagon. It looks like a damn pack and play on wheels, to be honest. I think it's so cool looking. Others might not like it, but I think it's awesome. I'm really excited to to test it out, or if I can't, just buy it and see how I like. If I don't, I can always send it back. So like I said, I had my anatomy scan the other day, right? So let me tell you, like, when I first got pregnant, I was 186, and I tried to drop down as much weight as I could so that I wouldn't put on so much weight during this pregnancy, because it took me like over a year just to get down to that size, you know? And with this baby, although my nausea hasn't been as bad as it's been with the other 2, I had to eat whenever I was feeling like unwell. If I didn't, I felt dreadful the rest of the day. So because I had to eat, and I was trying not to eat a lot, like I was really, really trying not to, but my baby was like, if you don't feed me, I'm gonna you know, make your day miserable. So I was eating. So I am 21 weeks currently, right? And I gained already 21 pounds. So when I was looking at my anatomy results yesterday, I had looked down at the comments, and it had said that I'm maternal, or I have a maternal obesity. And kind of hurt my feelings a little bit, because I'm like, well, damn, you know what I mean? Like, I'm really trying not to eat a lot. Like, I really, you know, was really trying not to, but, you know, it is what it is. I can't, you know, really help how I eat, because I need to, because he'd be like, feed me, you know? And they told me they want me to come back in 8 weeks for a growth check. I don't know if you guys ever had that happen to you, but I've never had that happen with my other kids. I think after having them 2, and they saw how big they were, that's probably why. And then in the suggestion box underneath the anatomy results, it was saying that they would prefer that I came every 4 weeks for ultrasound. And then, like, my due date, they had it as one date. And then when I was doing the scan for the anatomy, there was another date on the chart that was earlier, not on the chart, on the ultrasound when they're doing the measurements, that was before the due date that I was given by my midwife. So on the final sheet, it was an average of that date and the actual date that I was given by the midwife. So I'm thinking, and I got to get more clarity on this, that they, at this place, they might suggest to my midwife that I be induced or something at a certain point, because the baby might be too big. And I already had an induction with my first child because I wanted it. I felt so uncomfortable, and I ended up with a C-section, and I don't want another one. So I think if that happens, where they're trying to suggest me go in earlier and have my water broken, I'm going to politely decline, because C-sections are very hard to recover from. And after having a C-section, I had to legit fight with my midwife's office. Well, not so much my midwife's office, but I pretty much had to sign like a waiver and everything stating that if I did go for a VBAC, that if anything happened, they're not liable. Like, they try to scare the hell out of you when you try to have a vaginal after a C-section. And it's to the point that, like, I was considering trying to go to a birthing center, and they legit would not take me because they saw that I had a C-section previously. So it's like having a C-section kind of messes you up, especially where I'm at, because they are like so scared that complications can happen, and they don't want to take that risk. So they won't even allow you to like do like a home birth or a birthing center, which sucked for me, or sucks for me period, because I wanted to have like a different kind of experience. Not have like the sterile hospital setting, but I can't have that up here where I'm at. So yeah, okay, this hand is finally done. So I'm about to do the other hand. So the color that I'm going to actually paint my nails, I'm going to paint it this pretty, it's like a turquoise color. So pretty. I already painted my toes. So I'm going to do my hands. And it's funny, like when I was doing my feet, I had all the plans that day to do my feet and my hands, but then my daughter was like, she wanted me to do her nails, and she's been biting her hands, not her hands, her nails on her hand and her feet. I don't even know why. She just has a biting habit. So I'm like, maybe if I paint them now, she won't mess with her hands or her toes. So I took the time to do it, and then I call her with her hands in her mouth. So I'm like, I got mad. I'm like, I took time out to do your nails, and you told me you weren't going to bite your hands or your feet, and you're still doing it. So here I am now, a week or so later, trying to get to my hands. But yeah, that is all that I have to say at this point. I'll insert some pictures of my ultrasound, and I will also show you my belly too. I'm gonna actually I'll insert a video or a clip of my belly. My belly is so big. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, hit that subscribe button and follow along with my pregnancy journey, along with the other things that I talk about, because I do bag reviews. You know, I review children's toys, you know, things that my kids like to play with or whatever, that I think is pretty awesome or whatever. And I just talk about random stuff. So if you like that type of stuff and you're feeling my vibe, you know, subscribe to my channel and let's become girl pals. And I'll see you guys later. Peace. Alright, so there's like a lot of humidity in the air, so I curled it, but the curls are dropping. This is just a better view of the color. And this is also a view of my bump. And these are my nails. So that's pretty much how everything came out. And like I said, I'm going to insert how I was looking before I did the color correction. All right. See you guys later. Peace.